Hello! Hi, how are we doing, guys? Welcome. We are painting Warhammers tonight, and I am also on my reactive PNG just because I couldn't get my webcam over, basically. To do that, I'd have to plug it into my outbox, and it doesn't seem to work so good there. So, plan tonight is we are, well, painting crab legs. So, we made a start on the Defiler last time, just to refresh you on progress. We have painted some of the body, right? What happened to my avatar? I've switched to my reactive PNG because basically my Handcam setup doesn't really let me use my moving model, so I'm just on like an old one at the minute. So, yeah. We also did this. So, you know, we got a bit done. I did paint the plasma cannon like off stream a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to do another painting stream, but yeah, we are. So, today, Loven, look at this. Look at this. You're going to like this. You see this, right? Look. I magnetized it. Oh, it didn't work. Hold on. If I go, oop. Yeah, see? Magnetized it. So now I can, like, do the, I think I've got one of the other bits ready to go, actually. Yeah, it's this one. So if I do this, right, that bit is also now magnetized in place, ready for, you know, a bit of painting. So we're pretty good on that front. Yeah, I was kind of proud of myself for that. It's a bit of a botch job inside. Hey, Roxy, how you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Yeah, it's a bit of a botch job because it's just full of green stuff, and the magnets are just very crudely pressed into it, but it does work, so it will give me all the weapon options eventually. So, like I said, the plan is we've got these 4 legs to kind of do to start with, right? The plan's going to be purple there. What's it called? Lead belcher on the metal bits, and then trim with auric armor gold. And then from there, I think I'm just focusing on the legs today. That's kind of the plan. So I think probably the easiest thing for us to do is we start with the underside, which is going to be the lead belcher. Now, my lead belcher is here. Ha ha! Excellent. You'd love to see it. Let's give that a shake. This one's almost empty, but I do have another jar of lead belcher if I need it. Right. Why can there be 7 bots when only 2 players can be plunged into the PS2 and kill zone? I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what a single word of that means, I'm afraid. Oh dear. Right, let's get the one of my old dry brushes then. Alright, let's make a start on our first one, huh? Yeah, I think I've actually worked out a way to keep everything on the screen as well, so you guys will get a better view of what I'm doing. Hi there, Arcode. Welcome in. How are you? Welcome to Painting Warhammer. We're painting a Chaos Defiler tonight, focusing on his legs. Yeah, we're just putting a bit of dry brush of lead belcher on the leg joints, and we'll do it on the underside and on the claws as well. Okay. Ooh, what a week it's been. Yeah, unfortunately for me, wife is back in the hospital. So some of you might have noticed I wasn't about for my stream yesterday that I'd scheduled. Basically, we got up to A&E because she'd come over a bit unwell. And we were just like, well, we'll probably be home, like, later. You know, I might be okay for it. And then it kind of turned into, actually, no, you need to get, like, some tests and stuff done. I was like, well, okay. I put a post out on YouTube, and apparently that didn't really go out very well. So, yeah. But basically, she's got, like, a bit of an infection where the surgery was. So the infection is secondary to the surgery. You know, if not for the surgery, no infection. So it's not like it's a brand spanking new thing, but it's just kind of like, well, you know, she needs to make sure that she's basically infection-free because there's metal work at that point. So, you know, it was very much a case of better safe than sorry. Looking pretty good. No, don't worry about it at all, Metallic. Like I said, there was a post that I put out on YouTube, but my posts don't always push out to people. So don't worry, I saw the little exchange that you and Catherine had, where you were asking where I was. So that was kind of funny, actually. I needed a bit of a giggle, but yeah, Catherine was right. I was just up at the hospital with wife. Basically, she broke her foot really badly, to the point she had to have surgical correction to, well, basically her entire foot. And it's just one of the complications from surgery. You know, infection's kind of common, so she's doing pretty good. You know, she's been pretty tired today because she didn't sleep very well yesterday, but generally she's doing okay. I mean, I can't go up to the hospital at the minute because I've run out of time from work that I can use to do that, which is a bit of a pain. Not much I can really do about that, though. That looks pretty okay. Oh, there's a little bit on the top, actually. Yeah, we need to do this bit here. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm going to give the underside, like, a full dry brush of Leadbelcher. And then there's certain detail points I'm going to be picking out with Army Painter Enchanted Steel, and then eventually some Typhus Corrosion. I think Typhus Corrosion is really, really good for these sorts of models because it just mings them up. Yeah, don't worry about it at all. Like I say, you're absolutely fine. You know, if you didn't know, you didn't know at the end of the day. I'm not upset about it, all right? So, you know, don't beat yourself up over, you know, what happened there, but yeah, she's due to come home, I think, either late tomorrow or early Thursday. Basically, whenever her prescription for antibiotics is run out at the hospital. She's on an IV drip for him at the minute. Basically, it was weird because she was to get upstairs. She has to like shuffle up the staircase on her bum, which is obviously like not ideal. It's quite funny, but it's not ideal. And what had happened is she'd done that, and then she'd actually come over, like, kind of unwell. Like, she came over with, like, chest pain and all that. And it turned out it was just exertion, because, like, moving herself up the stairs like that is physically very tiring, because, you know, it's all one leg. There's quite a bit of pressure going through that leg, because you have to kind of, you know, push every single part of you up on a single leg. But then when the paramedics came, they're like, sounds like a pulmonary embolism. We're like, well, fuck. So, okay, should probably get that seen too. We took her to the hospital in the ambulance. That was quite fun. Never done that before. Yeah, I mean, the hospital said, yeah, I can see why the ambulance crew said it's a pulmonary embolism, but no, it's an infection. So, okay, fair enough. And then because she's got metalwork in her, like, they're just like, now we're going to detain her, make sure that she's safe to come home. And then discharge her when she's ready to. So she's doing okay, you know. She's a bit bummed out by the fact she's ended up back in hospital again, but it could be worse. You know, I mean, we course it really early. So, yeah, I'd rather catch this sort of thing really, really early and have a bit of a shit few days than catch it really, really late and have her, like, detained in hospital on a, you know, like a fucking oxygen machine or some shit like that, you know. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yeah. I really like the Leadbelcher base for this sort of thing. Like, it's very basic, but it makes the details, especially if you dry brush Leadbelcher, the details end up really, really popping. Excuse me. And, like, genuinely, some stuff you can just leave as Leadbelcher. You don't need to, like, do anything else with it, which is quite nice. Oh, Lovan, by the way, I bought those orcs. I just saw them and I was like, you know what? I can eBay them. I can do a Klarna so I pay them next month because of Expo and all that. So yeah, I've got what is it? A knob, 9 boys, and 5 grots coming. Hey Zach, how you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah, we caught it really early, so that was good. I mean, it was completely accidental as well. The doctor said basically the symptoms she was showing had nothing to do with what she's been admitted for. But they also said, well, actually, if you hadn't caught this at this point, it would have been way, way worse. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, so the next thing is we are going to put some of this. This is green stuff with metallic Persian violet. and that's going to go on the like I mean, what, shin guards? I guess the shin guards. Are we going to call them that? I guess so. Okay. So let's get. Hopefully, this is the one that's working. Because I remember last week we had to poke through our thing, didn't we? I don't know if this is the one that's working. Hold on. We might have to find something to poke into this with. Bear with me. No, that doesn't seem to want to go. Okay, I know what to do. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Right, okay, give me a second. We are going to go. Donk 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 donk. There we go. Yeah, that's a blockage. Am I making another army? I kind of wanted to give orcs a try. Like, I think some... full disclosure, I think some of their models look absolutely awful. But at the same time, they have, like, a general kind of theme that I quite like, which is, you know, just gits having fun, right? And I think that's... Yeah, they're just orcs living their best lives. So, I was just like, well, it's cheap... So I could give it a go, and if I don't like it, I've not really lost out on much. And yeah, I could always just like sell the models to, I don't know, there's a local hobby shop which buys second-hand models and resells them on. So if I don't like them, I could always just take them down there, you know. I think for this, we're going to want the sort of medium one. How does Warhammer the board game work? You put plastic men on the table, you roll dice, and then shit happens. Loven is the better person to ask about that than me, to be fair. Loven's actually played Warhammer Tabletop. I have started collecting kind of recently, like within the last year. I've not played a game on the tabletop myself, although I do watch channels such as Play on Tabletop and Vanguard Tactics. So I actually kind of like have a passably decent idea of how the game works, but also, it's just changed editions, which changes all the rules. So... But I think, like, a fair description is, like, you roll dice and shit happens. I mean, if I'm not fair saying that, I'm pretty sure, you know, Logan will correct me. You get to be a senpai today, pal. There we go. Yeah, make sure we get good coverage there. Okay. Good. Yeah, really getting with the details. Is it like D&D and does it have a different gameplay style? I mean, D&D's like a very different game system, but I suppose that there's probably some crossover. Like, you know, all units have stats. They also have abilities and things, so there's some similarities, I suppose. Probably not enough to say that, like, I wouldn't say if you can play D&D, you'll be comfortable with 40k, just because, like I say, the game systems are very, very different. Yeah, the regular game is more of a... I mean, Warhammer is really, like, a game of tactics and strategy. So, a lot of it comes down to... you know, positioning units well, taking moments to attack things at the right time. It's, I suppose, like Command and Conquer or, you know, similar real-time strategy games like that are probably a good comparator. I mean, the general idea of it is that you're trying to outscore your opponent, and in doing so, win the game, but at the same time, whilst you're trying to outscore them, you're also trying to explode them. Okay, yeah, we need to put some in there. There we are. Okay. There we go. Making pretty good progress on this. Got a little bit of overspawn to the trim, but that's okay. Okay. I think it looks pretty decent. But I can always pick any extra detail off as we go through with it. Okay. Next crab leg. Do 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 do. Okay. I think for me, the thing I'm enjoying most about all this is, I mean, it's probably easier if I just describe why I started collecting in the first place, and that was I just had this overpowering urge to build things. And like for me, when I get an overpowering urge like that, it's really hard for me not to take some action with it. Technically, it's supposed to be about a fantasy world. No one cares about the... See, classic Warhammer is actually gone now. No, that's probably not right. The old world still exists, but the current Warhammer Fantasy version, which is out at the minute, is Age of Sigmar. You can still play the old world, but 40k is definitely the kind of more popular one. I think it's because of the whole grimdark thing they got going on there. Age of Sigmar is actually extremely big. I think it's got probably at least half again as many factions as 40k does. I don't know if all the factions from the old world are actually playable in Age of Sigmar, but like, you know, you've got Chaos, so you've got all the 4 Chaos deities, you've got Chaos Undivided, you got humans, you got dwarves, you got elves, Chaos Dwarves, I believe, are a thing. You got the Skaven, you got the Ogre, you got the Lizard dudes with their Toad mages. Depends on region, everything's playable. Yeah. Like, I know that my local model shop still sells Old World. And I think they run games of it as well. I mean, I think they run games on a lot of different systems, actually. I mean, they just like playing tabletop stuff. Ah, I see. Okay. There we go. Yeah, most of my knowledge of the game definitely comes from watching stuff like Play on Tabletop. I actually ended up, like, before I started collecting, I ended up watching Allspecs Tactics just because his voice is like ASMR. Such a daft reason to start watching something. It's like, well, I don't do anything to the game that you're part of, but, like, your voice is nice, mate. Old World got resurrected? Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think we got the camera angle a bit better today, huh? So with these legs, as you can see, I'm going straight onto the primer. I'm not doing a base coat of Rakarth flesh like I usually would do, mostly because this metallic paint is quite strong. You don't necessarily need the Rakarth for it, but also I want the legs to be much more obviously like mechanical. I don't really want any sort of underlying flesh tone on the legs at all. And I am actually going to have some other models come in at some point to make it look like an absolute slaughter. And I thought to myself, well, the Cerata are all about sanctity and all that, and what does a Defiler do? It defiles sanctity, so yeah, I'm sorry, Battle Sisters, but I'm gonna have to slice up your models to make my my crab look pimp. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. So we're going to do a bit down there. I've also got this random Tyrannid Hive Tyrant in my house. I think what happened there was I popped into the model shop to get some, I want to say super glue or something like that. I was looking for something, and I just saw the hive tyrant, and I was like, you know what? I fancy building something. And I got home, because I was on my way home from when my wife was actually detained in the hospital after a surgery. And I got home, and I ain't built the thing. I haven't done it yet. It's been like 8 weeks. Oh dear. It'll make a nice little project when I'm done. And I think the other thing I'm going to be doing is eventually I want to get the Nurgle champion Gelgus Pust from the Warhammer Quest range. And what I plan to do with him is build him normally, but then slap the wings from the Hive Tyrant on his back, and basically make him into a winged demon prince. The War powers Orc technology, not too many ways to make it incorrectly, kind of. It's more like Orc technology just works because they believe it does. Like, the War is their kind of innate Gestalt psychic field, and the more Orcs there are, the stronger the War field is. And then the other thing is that eventually, once enough Orcs get together and start shouting War, they go on a War, and they go crump some Yumis. Yeah, the Orcs are they're kind of funky little dudes. They're silly little mushroom guys. They're just out in the galaxy living their best Orky lives, and I'm all for that. You know, I am absolutely all for that. Okay. Might have to have a drink in just a moment. I'm actually using the camera here to kind of track exactly what I'm doing and where I need to go next as well. It's actually kind of handy for that. I think when I get back from Vexpo, if I've got some spare cash to my name, I'm probably going to get myself one of those document cameras. Like, it's basically the sort of handcam that Ellie has. They look really, really good. They're also not that expensive, it turns out. So, I don't use handcam often enough to justify just like going out and doing it right now. But like, if I've got some spare cash after Vexpo, it'd be nice so I can do some more painting streams then. Okay, there we go. That's looking decent. Yeah, okay. Let's also just go back over these, because I know there's a few bits I missed on the main claws. Hi there, Miss Sophia. How you doing? Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome to a 40k handcam where we're painting the Chaos Defiler. Oh, yeah. I think the other thing is, because it's Death Guard, it doesn't matter if it's like a little scaggy, because there's definitely going to be some splotches of like corrosion that are going to go basically all over the place with this. Go. That's good. Let me just grab a drink real quick. Hold on. Red goes faster, yeah. The red ones does go faster. You gits.
Yeah, Yumi gits. Listen here, you socket Yumis. I paints the Daka, so it goes red, so it shoots you faster.
Wait, would that work? Hold on. Like, would that actually work? Like, if you painted Daka red, would the bullets go faster? This is a question for our orcs, I think, isn't it? Shall I ask them? Do you dare me? Do you dare me to ask the orc Reddit? Okay, yeah, looks alright. Cool. So, purple done. You might unironically have COVID. Ooh. Uncertain if you're vaccinated, fear of needles. I mean, fear of needles is fair, to be honest. The best thing to do is get yourself one of them single-use tests and have a look and see if you do have COVID. Because if you do, you should probably get some medical assistance for that. Okay. Let's give that another wash out. Yeah, like Zach says, hope you feel better soon. Yeah, we're grooving! Okay, I'll stop grooving. Okay, so the next thing we want is Origami Gold. And that's for the trim. Chaos and Trim. Name a more iconic duo. Ah, shit. Okay. Alright, this one. I'm gonna ask our orcs. Bear with me a moment. Hold on. Hang on. Orcs. Okay, let's ask him. Fuel flares. We got a mean one? Okay, yeah, they do. Okay. So let's see. So. Okay, there we go. I've asked him. There we go. So, the question is, hello Gits, my stream chat has a question. If you paint your Daka red, does it shoot faster? We'll see what they say at the end of the stream, alright? Seems like it has seasonal variations like the flu. Could be hypochondriac because you haven't had a cough. I mean, it's always better to get yourself checked out. Like, that's the thing. Like, when we rang the medical service for my wife, it's very much a case of it's better to make to make out of nout than to make nout of out. And what that means when I take it out of the Yorkshire is it's better to make a fuss over what turns out to be nothing than not make a fuss over something that turns into a massive fucking problem later. You know? Because at least if it's not a problem, someone's just going to say, stop being a stupid bastard. You know? If it is a problem, then they'll be like, oh shit, we need to do something about this. You know? We got Girls Frontline music on again today. I like this when I paint. There we go. Mix up that auric. Okay. So. Yeah, someone else I know was like, Shinsu, why aren't you doing T-Suns? I'm just like, I've been kind of tempted to. That's quite, yeah, that's nice. I mean, let's just say I've been tempted to pick up some rubrics as well. Okay. Yep. It's been so long since the outbreak. Forgot you're not supposed to say the full name. Really? Aren't we? Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. I mean, normally I would just say the Coof. There we go. So yeah, we need to do all around the edge of this claw for the trim. There's going to be some touch-ups needed here, but like, the thing is, the purple and gold, the Starling scheme, is basically, like, it's basically Thousand Suns, but purple. Okay. I quite like this auric gold, actually. Like, it's a pretty easy paint to use. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I've already seen a bit of purple I need to top up on, actually. Hold on. There we go. Keep going off topic. It's all good. Am I much of a reader? You could say that. I've written a book. I've published a book. I've written 2 books. I've published one of them. One has been sat in my writing folder for 5 years, doing nothing, much to the annoyance of my readers. And then I've written about half of another book. And upstairs, I have something like... I have something like 300 books upstairs, I think. So yeah, I mean, I don't get much chance to read these days, but if you ask me if I'm a reader, then yeah, I would definitely like self-identify as quite a big one. Yeah, I think for me, the thing with my book series is that it ended up exploring themes like resistance against colonialism, indigenous self-assertion, that sort of thing. And then I got to a point where I learned more about that sort of things. Bear in mind, I started writing that stuff when I was about 10 years younger, and I'll be honest, like, I was a bit dumb back then. I didn't really know what I was doing, or much about the actual, you know, the world beyond my own bounds. And it basically ended up with me getting massive imposter syndrome, thinking, is this actually my story to tell? And I've not been able to get myself back into the frame of mind for writing since then, which is a bit bad, I guess, but nah. Maybe one day I'll get the mojo for it back, but see how we go, huh? Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Welcome on in. You've been reading World War Z. Okay. Yeah, I normally read sword and sorcery. That's also the genre that I write in. I like writing stabby sword and sorcery. Like, the stabbier really the better. That trim's not looking too terrible. I mean, it's going to need some touch-ups, I think, but... Well, that's not looking too bad at all, really. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think probably the other thing I'm going to be doing tonight as well is I'll probably record another episode or 2 of my Let's Play. So where Wife's in the hospital at the minute, I've got a bit more freedom to do certain things. And also, there's not much point in me going downstairs because there's nothing for me to do, and it just makes me depressed being down there on my own. So doing a few more episodes of the Halo campaign evolved Let's Play should be good. How's Wifey doing? Yeah, Catherine, she's doing pretty good, thank you. I thought you'd probably want a bit of an update. Yeah, so basically, we caught this infection pretty early. The reason she went into the hospital was actually not related to the infection, but it's just like they took her in as a precaution, and it was kind of like tied into some of the symptoms that she'd been displaying. But then it was like, actually, no, you've got a bit of an infection, we're detaining you. But she's on antibiotics. She's due for discharge in a couple of days. So hopefully it's a very short spell in hospital and then she's back with me again. Because I'll be real, like, I don't like to go to sleep without cuddling someone or something, and the someone is almost always my wife. So I actually have a giant Fuecoco plushie, which is roughly the size of a human torso. So I've been cuddling that instead, and occasionally my cats. So yeah, I mean, you know. Oh, hang on. Ah, she's been put back into the room she was in before, but by the window. Okay, fair enough. Oh, we've got some responses from our orcs. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. So, one rule of 3 says you don't paint Daka red, you paint it blue. Hitting on a 5 up to hit, it needs luck. And then J4710 says dem bullets is faster, but they ain't got much boomy Daka to them. I mean, that's just the orc community all over. Like, half of them will give you like an actual gameplay answer, and the others are just meme bastards. It's why we like them. Like, orc players are almost always just jovial, fun likers. You know, they don't pick a faction to win. They play that faction because they're chaotic and a little bit crazy, I guess. Okay, so cat resisting snuggle? Oh no, Zach. No. My cats don't do that. So my cats initiate the snuggle. They're absolute cuddle monsters. Especially Gustav. Like, Gustav is the most affectionate cat I've ever known in my entire life. So when he was a kitten, right? He came home in December 2016. That's when we took him in. And he was a little wee kitten, 6 weeks old at the time. And I took a week off work to basically help him settle in and make sure that our elder cat, who's 5 years older than him, didn't give him a hard time or anything. You know, just basically make sure they got on and introduced them to each other and, you know, all that good cat owner stuff. And then... Have I missed a bit? Yeah, I've missed quite a big chunk there. Hold on. And basically, because I was at home, he bonded to me really strongly. So... he basically would, like, run around and do his kitten shit. And then after he'd done his kitten stuff, he'd come up and cuddle me. Yeah, so basically, because he's so used to just cuddling up with me all the time, even now, he kind of almost sees me like, I guess, a mother figure. Or at least, you know, at the very least, you know, a trusted figure that he can cuddle up with. But, like, nighttime, very, very frequently, he will come and lie next to me. And if wife's home, he'll come and lie next to me until I'm asleep, and then he'll go downstairs and hang out with her. If it's just me, he'll just go to sleep next to me. But he's very, very much a cat who wants to be physically touching his human as often as he can be. So because, I mean, I'm very, very lucky because Smudge is not always like that, but when she does want to be touchy, she will absolutely be, and she also, even when she's not necessarily in a hugging mood, she's always in a petting mood. So what she does is she comes over to you, and she will paw at your hand until you pet her, and if you stop petting her, then she'll paw at your hand again until you start again. So I'm quite lucky with my cats, actually. They're very, very sweet. Yeah, snuggle buddies. They are very, very cute. I will say that. Like, both of my cats are absolute sweeties. No, I very, very much do love them to bits. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I mean, at least I know where wife is if I need to go up to the hospital. I don't think I will do. She's got everything she needs for the time being, as far as I know. There we are. Okay. Yeah, that's looking decent. Let's do some of the knuckle spikes actually. I didn't get them properly done last time. There we go. Yes, it's definitely starting to come together. Like, model painting is a bit weird in the sense that the model normally doesn't quite look like an actual model until a certain point in. And when I say that, I mean, like, the model will kind of not feel complete up until when you get to a certain point with the painting, it starts to, like, gel and it will start to feel like a complete model. But until then, it's very much, to me at least, like painting a bunch of disparate bits. I mean, veteran painters might disagree with that, but, well, I suppose that's for them, really. You know, I mean, I've got my method at this point. Okay. That looks pretty good. Bit more there. Yeah, there we go. Still trying to get that Half-Life mod Chemical Existence to work, by the way. It's giving me a bit of a runaround. I found a site that had like a 25th anniversary version of it, but I can't get it to run. Which is a bit suboptimal. But then it is a very old mod that never got ported over to Half-Life source, so, you know, that's kind of a bit of a problem, right? Meow, meow, meow. I'd show Gus off to you, but he's sleeping at the minute. And also, I don't want him on my desk, because he probably will break things. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Gus is also a polydactyly cat, so he's got thumbs. And when I say thumbs, I mean he's got thumbs on every single paw. It's like, every paw, there is a thumb. And there is a claw attached to that thumb as well. Go. Sorry guys, give me just a second. I heard something weird then. Bear with me, alright? Let's go. No worries. No, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry, guys. We're fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. Oh, hold on. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, Objective, welcome on. How you doing? Want to see something cool? Pregnant emoji. Pregnant emoji. Nanda. 5th stream on the channel? Nice. I appreciate the support. Yeah, we're just yapping and painting today. It's a simple stream, but I like it. Oh yeah, these ones are these have got the vents on them, haven't they? There we go. Yeah, the painting is actually a very peaceful process as well. It's very good for de-stressing. Oh, yeah, also, I should probably mention, I have rescheduled that Dishonored stream from yesterday. That is now due on, I believe it's Tuesday next week I've set that for, provisionally. Might be subject to change depending on my schedule, but, you know, my schedule hasn't actually even been put together for next week. I do all my scheduling on normally a Friday or Saturday. I tend to start thinking about it when I'm doing my Saturday Stardew stream. Or maybe a bit before, depending. Okay. There we go. So what do we reckon then? Pregnant man emoji. Oh, okay. I mean, fair enough. He's living his best life. I mean, he's going to have a chest burster, like an alien, because I've seen how male pregnancy ends. Ends in chest bursters. But no, I mean, if he's living his best life and he's Gragonotany, then, you know, fair play to him. Okay. Right, yeah, that's looking pretty okay. I really should paint some T-Sensor. Like, I don't mind gold trim. I paint? Yes, I do. Yeah, we're doing a Warhammer's painting stream tonight. Not something I very often do, but like sometimes the fancy takes me. And I finally started working on one of my Chaos Defilers recently, so it's just like, yeah. Yeah, before this, the painting stream we'd done was, it was one where I had built and painted a Mephitic Blight Hauler all in one stream. That was interesting. Okay. Brits were colonized by the Romans, then the Saxons, then the Danish, then the Normans, then by G.I. Joes. Yeah, that's fair. I appreciate that, Zach. I think once I've got past this imposter syndrome, I'll probably be alright to work on it again, but the other thing is it takes a lot of mental energy to write, and especially some of the stuff I was writing, because, like, the whole theme of the book was someone who was someone who was wronged very heavily, becoming super empowered, and instead of using their new powers for good, using them for revenge. You can probably draw a parallel to Dishonored's storyline, actually. Like, if you went the high chaos route, which is, unfortunately, where I seem to be going. Because I just can't stop murdering people in Dishonored. Okay. There we go. Mm-hmm. There we go. This trim's coming together quite nicely. Hold on. Oh, man. What have I eaten? The lunch break's over. No worries. You take care. You have a good one. Thanks for swinging by as well. We are going to be back tomorrow, all being well with Fields of Mystria, but that depends on basically if wife needs me to ferry anything up to the hospy bobs. So, you know, we'll see how we go. Okay. There we are. And at some point, what I'm also going to do is we're going to repoint the trim with some Army Painter War Paint Greedy Gold, which is the gold I've used on most of my Death Guard so far. Like, I kind of like in the Auric armor as a base for the gold bits. It's probably going to need some touch-up, though, because in some light, it doesn't really look golden. And that, I mean, I suppose that's the thing with the leggy custards, isn't it? It's like from Stanana light they come. As long as they ain't starlings, it's all good. Okay. Okay. Looking decent. You ain't never seen Death Guard this clean before. Let's get that shake up again. Make sure it doesn't separate. Okay. After the trim, I think we go for a bit of detail. Like maybe, I feel like before I put any Typhus Corrosion over, I should probably do the enchanted steel bits and also give these a Nuln Bath. Nuln Bath is a very powerful technique, I've found. Like, that was me thinking, is this just some sort of dumbass meme? But it's like, no, the Nuln Bath is actually quite handy. Yeah, there we go. See how many stars are on? How much the Stanana's numbers rose? I haven't actually kept count, but like, I always think of the Stananas as being like the Custodes, and then the Starlings as being just the the Astartes. Yeah, they're higher in number, but they're also stinkier. Whereas the Stananas are glorious and muscular, and sometimes wear loincloths and flex. That's my understanding of the Custodes, anyway. Okay. There we go. Don't know if we're going to do any of the main body today, by the way. We might do. There is something I want to do, actually. Which is... I'll show you in just a second. Hold on. So... Where's it gone? Here. So do you see these... No, it's actually on the lower abdomen. You see these, like, strut bars there? I want to do those in, like, firstly in white scar, and then put some Tesseract glow over them to make it seem like, almost like there's a plasma generator inside there. I mean, to be honest, a defiler is not powered by plasma. It's not powered by nuclear. It is a death machine powered by hate and fuck. There's no other good way to describe what a defiler actually is. It is a death machine made of hate and fuck. But that doesn't mean we can't, you know, pimp it up just a bit. I think that is looking real nice. Oh, yeah. So a bit of detail, I guess, then. So I think for this bit, we're probably going to want to do the steel as a dry brush, but we want to use we don't want to use a full-size dry brush for this, you know? So... Now, there's my enchanted steel. So this is speed paint enchanted steel. Yeah, this is like it's a much darker shade than lead belcher. It's like borderline black. So I am just going to add 4 drops of that. Okay. And then because it's a speed paint, we shouldn't really need to dry it off a huge amount. Or at least water it down. Yeah, because it's quite runny already. Okay. What we do want to do is get rid of the excess paint so it's more of a, you know, a dry... Yeah, that's good. And these I'm going to do on, like, the ball joints. So, like, you see, like, these bits here. I'm just going to... Just to give it a bit of contrast. Hard to see that contrast, to be fair, but... Can I see it? Let me just pull it up to myself. Yeah, it's a bit more apparent when it's out the light. Write the ration on a paper so I know next time. I actually I remember all my ratios in my head. I know that's not ideal, but my brain kind of works that way. Okay, I think now we need to actually... Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to see it at the moment, but it will probably pop a little bit once we numb this bitch. And we're also going to want to flip that and do the other side of each. Yeah, I genuinely keep all the ratios inside my head. Like, when I was actually actively writing my book, I kept my design document for my book in my head. I have one on my computer, which is like my reference point. But, like, honestly, the main thing for me is I actually retain all this information without needing to write it down somewhere, which is really weird. My brain works in a very mysterious way. Not as mysterious as Gumi-chan. Gumi-chan is the most mysterious being on this planet. I'll never claim to be quite so mysterious as he. That looks decent, yeah. We've got a bit of differentiation between the main bits. Okay, cool. It is genuinely good advice, though. Like, making sure that you know what your paint ratio is quite helpful. Like, when I do the when I did the which one was it? The Starling paint for power armor. that is it's 2 parts of which one is it? Is it that one? Yeah, it's 2 parts of Purple Swarm to 1 part Pastel Lavender. So 2-to-1 ratio of that, and you get a really nice purple coverage. And that's probably what we're actually going to be going over the purple metallic with this in. I mean, I'm going to water it down further than that because it needs to be a wash. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the plan. Yep, looking decent. Okay. What about that? Uh-huh. Okay. Looking good. Alright. Then a bit there. Okay. I mean, this bit's actually quite easy because we're just going over a very few pre-established bits of jointing, so not quite a dry brush, but it's getting me almost the same effect. Almost. Okay. I wonder what Vanguard Sound have been up to recently. Like, this is from the Girls Frontline OST. This one is from Dual Randomness. It's the sort of main enemy battle BGM. It's called Histamine, this one. But like Vanguard Sound's soundtrack for Girls Frontline is part of why I fell in love with that game for so long. I played it for a very long time, so I was playing it between summer 2018, and I think I finally quit about 5 years later. It was just fatigue that made me quit. I didn't fall out. I fell out of love with the gameplay, I think, and the event schedule was like really patchy at that point. So, okay, looking good. Let's have a look. I want to see what Vanguard Sound have been up to recently. Hold on. Let's check in on the orcs as well. Okay, Vanguard Sound. Let's see. They did Punishing Grey Raven. Okay. Let's see. Okay, fair enough. Okay. No, fair enough. Yeah. And the orcs have said, red ammo goes faster, red guns shoot faster, yellow ammo snazzier, somehow like it explodes more is zappy, yellow guns are snazzier looking, do more tricks, black ammo tougher and beefier, black guns are heavier, tougher and choppier, blue ammo hits more often, blue guns aim better and jam less, and chrome guns and ammo is louder. Okay. Painting purple won't see him coming, painting yellow so it's more flashy. I mean, yeah, the orcs are just being orcs at this point. Oh, they're daft gits. That's why we love them. Okay. How are we all doing in the chat anyway? We all good? I hope this is providing an enjoyable experience for you all. It's certainly quite soothing for me. Yeah, I might have to call wife after we're done and just find out if she needs anything fetching up for her. She might well do. Okay. Go. Right. go. That's another one. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to Crab. Yeah, we're currently painting some crab legs. Trying to get us a bit of differentiation between the joints and the actual leg bits. I hope you're having a good one. Uh-huh. Okay. Been a while. Don't get you started. Ah. Yikes. Yeah, you had that whole thing going on with your aircon, didn't you? Hey there, Kayla Craig. How you doing? Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome to crab painting. We're getting our defiler ready for a rave. Okay. Okay. Right, looking decent, that. That's the basic bit of all the legs. I'm going to need to put something on the underside, but I'm not sure quite what yet. I think we could probably fleck it with some typhus corrosion. We're going to want to we absolutely want to just do that as like flecks on a dry brush, right? Next issue is a family health stuff. Ah, man. Start a new army. Oh, okay. What are you thinking? You like my ring? Thank you. It's my wedding ring. Yes. Yeah, I'm an old married unk, me. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I think this is what we're after. Yes, typhus corrosion. That's the thing. You're not sure which army? Who am I married to? My wife. Yeah. Yeah, I married my my university sweetheart. Space Marine or Necrons? Ooh. I mean, I'd say Necrons out of the two, because they look cooler. Plus, you know, neon green. You don't know where to go for Imperial or Chaos. I mean, if you go in Chaos, Death Guard are fun to paint, if a bit fiddly, because of all the, like, tentacle stuff. I've been eyeing up Thousand Suns recently. I mean, there's also the Red Corsairs that came out kind of semi-recently-ish. How long have I been married to my wife? Almost 9 years now. Would you believe it? It's been a long old time. So we just want to dry brush a bit of this. There's a bit of rust on it. Yeah, we've been together for almost 19 years as well, because we got married on our 10th anniversary as a couple. How have I missed that? I missed a bit. Hold on. Where's my red belcher? I missed a bit on top of the spikes there. Oh, I need to fix this. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that bit was just like black primer still. But yeah, I've been with wife for ages. You'd love for a Crimson Fist release? Yeah, I've been wife for 9 years, Loven, and we've been together as a couple since October the 12th, 2007. It's been a long old while. I think that looks pretty good, because like there's enough corrosion there that it looks like a little bit minging, but it's not enough to make it look absolutely caked. Oh, there a range increase for Red Corsair. Yeah, I've been with wife for a very long time. Yeah, she's basically my, like, well, I say basically, she is absolutely my ride or die, you know? When you find the one, you just kind of know. That's not even hyperbole, because like when we met, it was just like, that was it, you know? We didn't, yeah, we just didn't even have any need for other people. Okay. It's a bit too much there. Need to make sure that brush is actually dry. Okay. There we go. See, if I was going to pick any chapter of actual Space Marines, as in like Loyalist, I think I'd probably go Salamanders. Because at first it was because I was like, they're the good guy chapter. I mean, not really, because they're still Space Marines, they're still assholes. But then I was just like, you know, actually I kind of like Fire and Barson. See, this is giving a really nice kind of weathered effect on these claws. And I think, I mean, it's still Nurgle. It's still a Nurgle Defiler. Probably make sure the top of the claws are just squizzled a little. There we go. And a bit on these. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of dry, a little bit of brush. You can have some rust. Clap, 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 clap. Let's also, yeah, what I'm actually doing with these claws, right, is the one that lifts up, which I think is this one. Basically, this is going to be lifting up some sort of Sister of Battle, and I'm going to have a couple just like as trophy corpses at the bottom of it. And if you're wondering why specifically Sisters, it's because the Defiler defiles. You know, sanctity is gone. The Emperor's Grace can't help you now, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's looking decent, that. Looking decent. Okay. The Mentor Legio. Mentor Legio? No. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's an interesting colour scheme. That's a pretty cool one, actually. Dude's trying out the newest guns? Ah. I mean, yeah. I kind of dig that. Let's load up Lexicon and see what that gives us, if anything extra. I need to re-dab my brush. Yeah, Typhus Corrosion is a really powerful effect. Like when you kind of understand how to apply it best and how to actually get it to kind of grime stuff up, it really makes stuff pop. Because it just gives all this metal like a really kind of filthy weathered look. Okay. Nice. I think the claws are basically done at this point. Maybe a bit of weathering on the top of the main claws, actually. Let's have a look. Currently, the Mentals are in battle with Beeltem, Craftworld, Eldar, and Orcs of the Caradon system. Oh, lovely. Bloomin' elves.
Have you seen any elves lately?
That's not Typhus Corrosion, that's Lead Belcher. Why did I pick that up? Where did my... Hang on. That's that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Typhus Corrosion is a very interesting paint in a number of ways because, like, it actually dries into a really kind of gritty finish. I don't know how to describe it. It's not as gritty as, like, say, Sterling Mud, and I do have Sterling Mud. Yep. And then a bit more on here. Yeah, Sterling Mud is minging. Like, it's literally just like liquid ass. Okay, I think the claws are basically done except for touch-ups at the minute. So I guess let's do I know about the Grimdark Compendium? I think I've heard of it. I think I've heard of it. Remind me. It sounds familiar at any rate. Yeah, I reckon we can put a bit of corrosion down on here. Right. Okay. I'm starting to see the vision for the underside, but actually, like, rusting up the carapace a bit. Yeah, like that, I think. And whilst we're about that, this guy's got like yeah, he's got like a front carapace there as well, which is kind of the same. So we'll do the same there. Okay. Good. Rusty ass chain. Okay. Oh, it turns me my cleaning water into poop. Okay. They do paint minis on oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think that might be where I've heard of them from then. Where did that go? Here. We're just going to do a bit of touching, like a couple of bits of highlighting as much as anything, I think. I mean, where we've finished on the legs, we might as well do a bit more on some other stuff. You know, really kind of get into it. So, for this, we want, not the big dry brush, I think we want a super detail. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to pick out the little rivets at the side here next. I think. And again, just to give it a bit of contrast from the lead belcher as much as anything. Okay. Okay. Looking decent. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks alright. So the rivets are a bit darker that way. Let's make these spikes a little bit like that too. Okay. And then again for up here. I'll have a look at them at some point live, and they sound like a channel I'd probably enjoy. Okay. There we go. Alright. There's one more thing I think we're going to do tonight. Oops. Mic okay? Yeah, it's fine. There's one more thing I think we're going to do tonight, right? Because my back is starting to hurt a little bit, so we're going to do the ribs there with like a plasma glow. Now this is a bit finicky, but bear with me. Make sure my white scar layer is ready to go. Is it ready to go? I don't know if it is. I'm not confident that's ready to go.
We're shaking that paint.
Okay. Yeah, have to do, I think. Make sure it's looking alright. Okay. Yeah, we want to make sure there's enough of that around it to look like it's like spilling into the little guttering there. One more Captain Carcharodons. Carcharodons I've heard of. They're the ones with Tyberos the Red Wake, aren't they? Yeah, the space sharks. Okay. There we go. There is a reason I'm overspilling here, by the way. You guys will see what that is very shortly. I mean, Lotham probably already knows where I'm going with this. Okay, so we just need to wait for these to dry now. There we go. Okay, so we'll leave those ones to dry there, like that. Okay. There we are. There's almost certainly going to be some touch-ups needed to the armor around this, but that's fine. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. There we go. And we just want to make sure we get an actual like top coat of white here. Hello, cat. Cat's coming to say hi. You're not watching? You just love to listen while grinding stuff. Fair. Basically what I'm doing is I'm picking out some bits that are going to be plasma glowing in white, and then I'm going to go over them with the actual glow paint. Okay. There we go. Right, there we go. So we'll give that a minute just to dry out. Ow. Oh, my spine. Okay. We're almost there. This stuff, Tesseract Glow, separates out horribly when not in use, but let's give that a shake. Shaky, 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 shaky. There we go. Now it is very luminous green. I love Tesseract Glow because it's really good for doing these fiddly little glow effects. So I think we do this one first. Okay. And then we're just going to go there. Basically, anywhere touched by the white gets green on top. And that now looks like it's glowing somewhat. It's how I paint plasma coils. I mean, you can paint plasma coils with basically any, like, bright colour, but you want to put a white down first so it looks like they're glowing underneath. And then if you're really fancy, you can actually make it look like they're charging, but I'm not quite there yet. Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. There we are. And a bit more there. Bring that into the camera, but... yeah, see, that now looks like we've got some glow going on. It does need a bit of touching up, I'll be honest, but that's fine. I can touch the edges around it, like, later, and, like, yeah, kind of gooify them. Mm-hmm. There we go. Mm-hmm. And then this bit. There we go. Progress. Yeah, see what I mean? I think actually that the metal of the carapace, now that we've put that typhus corrosion on it, definitely looks quite a lot better. So yeah, I think that's us done for today, guys. Because my back is really starting to hurt, and I also need to ring wife and find out how she's getting on, if she needs anything. So let's pull over to here. There we go. Wait, where am I? Oh no! I vanished again! And I banged my knee and... up there I am. Hi. Oh, wow. Okay, so... I'll very quickly run you through what the plan is for the next couple of days. So we just bear in mind, it is subject to change. Alright? And it could change at any moment. So, you know, we'll see how we go. But... tomorrow, at the moment, is penciled in as Fields of Mystria. Thursday's Halo Reach, Friday's Coffee Talk, Saturday's Stardew Valley. Now, tomorrow we may cancel because, you know, if wife needs me for anything, you know, she's the priority, alright? But otherwise, I'm hoping that I'll see you then. Excuse me. If I don't, make sure that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you as well for coming and checking out me painting. This has been pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. I'm especially happy with how the... oh, wow, those claws actually feel horrible now. I like it. I like that a lot. So they just need a bit of a Nuln bath after we finish the detailing and, you know, gone over any touch-ups. And basically they're ready then, which is quite nice. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Right. I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go ring wife now. Thank you again for hanging out. If you enjoyed what you saw, drop a like and a subscribe to the channel. That's always helpful. But in the meantime, take lots of care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And make sure you have a good one. Yeah, thanks for hanging out as well, Logan. And I will no doubt catch up with you in the Goose Cave at some point. But until next time, take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.